Welcome to Rocky Rookie House, where I share my journey in constructing the most highly efficient house in Canada, energy efficient. This is my life's journey in constructing this house. I started right from the footing, and I am pretty much doing most of the work with myself, family, and friends. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the concrete. What is the worst material to use for concrete in-floor heating? Before I do that, I'm going to talk about few issues that I came across, and also update you on my last problem. So the last time I had this electric boiler that was causing me a problem. I figured out what the problem was. So as I mentioned in the past, there is a heat pump outside. I don't know if I can get in this video. Right about there, it is a heat pump outside that provides the heating for that tank, that glycol tank, 150 liter. Where the heat pump can only go up to certain temperature, minus 15, it starts to not produce much of heat. So some other system has to take over to heat the house. So I chose 11.5 kilowatts. My designer chose 11.5 kilowatts of Thermolac electric energy. And what's supposed to happen when the heat pump is not operating, supposed to send a signal to this module onto S1 and S2. So this is Thermolac T. I've had other videos on it. So this boiler is Thermolac B11, I think it's called. The model is B11. Now the module I replaced is that module right there. And I made a mistake twice, so it cost me $200 to replace this. So W1 and C are the input for the thermostat. S1, S2 are input for control from other secondary heating device. So I put short on C and W1. Right now it's running by itself. It's not getting any control signal from any other machine, so I have short on both S1, S2, and as well as C and W1. That's a thermostat input. But when I try to tie it to the this is the cable coming from the heat pump, a command cable. When I try to tie it to that, it kind of blew this here. I can show you right there. It blew it created a spark. So later on I found out that it's supposed to be a relay in between for the current version of the heat pump that I bought. The previous heat pump did not need a relay, but this one does. So I have to buy a relay for $20 on Amazon, and then the boiler and the heat pump outside will work in tangent. Other than that, it's been cold, minus 25. When it gets to minus 25, it gets seriously cold, and the temperature in here will drop to below 60 Fahrenheit when it becomes minus 25 Celsius outside. So I ended up purchasing this space heater. This is electric space heater, uses 30 amp breaker. So I just plugged it in to my stove over there, stove outlet. I kind of built an extension cord. I went to Rona, purchased this piece and that cable, and plugged it into my stove outlet. So this is 30 amp. Well, the machine takes maximum 20 amp, but I don't want 20 amp breaker because it's gonna go maximum, it's gonna pull the breaker. So I chose 30 amp. The cable is rated for 30 amp anyways. So this provides 16,000 BTU. The boiler, the electric boiler that boils the glycol machine when the glycol tank, when the heat pump is not running, that one produces 37,000 BTU. So altogether, a little more than 50,000 BTU. But I think this house would require 60,000 BTU. So if I had another one of this upstairs, it would be, I mean, I still have to do a lot of sealing. Many places I haven't done that. I've almost ceased any construction work because I'm busy with other things, and so I haven't done any construction work since I moved in. Mostly trying to survive in here. I still had to, if I've done any work since I moved in here, like in the Christmas time, during Christmas break, I moved here. At that time I had to replace toilets, and I mean I installed toilet, sink, and laundry sink, and other things that comes with moving. And then I haven't done much work after that. I'm gonna go back to constructions on a weekend, sometime after February, and I will update you when that happens. But this is noisy. It was keeping me up all night, and consumes a lot of electricity, but I have no choice because I'm not installing the radiators upstairs. There's supposed to be 7 radiators. The radiators I'm going to be installing them, they will be working as air conditioning in the summer and heating in the winter. Supposed to be some of them space heaters that use glycol. So until that happens, the house is going to stay cold. Right now you can see here, the main thing I want to talk about is that the concrete temperature is at 82 Fahrenheit, but the room temperature here is 67. So 82 from the concrete. Okay, keep that in mind. Now this space is a living room space. There's carpets on it. So what happening is carpet is almost acting like as insulator. It's not allowing the heat to travel efficiently. So that's why, I mean, that's a lot of heat escapes through there anyways, but it was still cold. But if I did not have this carpet over here, my heating situation in this space would have improved a lot. So if you place carpet on top of a concrete floor, you better make sure that you're running the glycol temperature at higher speed than normal. This house, the temperature is designed to run at 122 in the glycol. So this glycol here, glycol tank, supposed to be heated up to 122 Fahrenheit temperature. But this boiler or even the heat pump outside is not able to keep up because it's extreme cold, and because I don't have 7 radiators installed upstairs, this is hindering the heat pump outside or the boiler not to be able to reach more than 30 maximum. You can see here I set the heating temperature a set point of 45, but it never reached more than 30 Celsius degree. It never reached more than 30 because it simply cannot keep up with the demand of the house, because I don't have 7 radiators upstairs. So one of the radiator is that one inside in box right now, still sitting. So once I have these radiators installed upstairs, it should be able to reach at that set point. And even if I use a carpet on the floor, I should be okay, right? There will be enough heat transfer all over the house that the carpet will not affect it. The boiler, when I turn on the boiler, it doesn't do much better than the heat pump. It can only go up to 40 Celsius. So the heat pump can only reach 30 Celsius, but the boiler can only reach 40 Celsius. That is around 100 Fahrenheit. I am losing around 10 Fahrenheit if I, so this temperature settings, 100 Fahrenheit is going into the glycol. I checked it last time, was about light. I can't see it right now, but it's 100 Fahrenheit, trust me. It's going in there, and then 90 Fahrenheit is coming back out. So around 10 Fahrenheit or 12 is what I'm losing through this heat floor. Not much of cold is coming, so I'm learning a lot about the house. These windows are extremely sealed right now, and there's no air leak. So when I stand near these smaller windows, especially the ones facing south side, I don't feel any kind of cold. No cold whatsoever, even though it's minus 25 outside. Same on this window here, it's facing south side. No air leak, no cold whatsoever. This is the other module that I burnt out. I made a mistake twice. It cost me I think I lost around $100 maybe. But it's life, I guess. So no heat loss through that window. I mean, there is heat loss, but it doesn't feel cold at all. It feels so nice. So I learned that I have done the right thing, the right system. So I'm not losing any heat over there. But those two windows are difficult. So again, the whole idea of using the in-floor heating system is to keep the temperature at low heating. So the maximum temperature that would be allowed to travel through the PEX tube that's inside this concrete is 122 Fahrenheit. Glycol loses its characteristics. It starts to degrade around 180 Fahrenheit. So if you are heating a glycol system, you cannot heat it above 180 Fahrenheit. It's not a good idea to heat it anywhere above 122 Fahrenheit. So with that low heat, slowly you're going to heat up your house. That would mean that your heat tank, your storage tank, your boiler, all of the equipment, the PEX tube, everything that you have will last a long time. Because unlike the old days where you boil water and you send a very, very hot water through the systems, the pipes don't last that long, the radiators don't last that long, even the storage tanks don't last that long. These ones will last you for a long, long time because you're running it at low heat temperature and you're doing low heat transfer on in-floor heating, and the temperature is increasing very gradually, and you get this comfort. You feel very, very comfortable walking around. So when I walk around this concrete, I feel so nice because it's a room temperature feeling. It's not hot, it's not cold, it's just the right temperature, right? And also making a use of south-facing windows, making them really tight and allowing the sun to come in daytime, and that way you conserve a lot of heat. The way I had this house situated, I had no choice. A lot of people tell me to make the north side window smaller, but I could not compromise on the view, so I picked on a bigger window. I will deal with the amount of heat I lose over there. I will deal with it. I will try my best to seal it really well. But also I'm gonna place a radiator right there, right where the couch is. So that will fix my issue. So when the summer comes, I will be installing radiators upstairs. The radiators will act as a heating element as well as a cooling element because it uses a glycol to cool and heat the house. And this is costing me a lot of money right now, but I have no choice. Using electric space heater for the house is gonna cost me a lot of money, but I have no choice. so I have to use the space heater. It was keeping me up because of the noise. On night I wasn't getting enough sleep, and at some point it even got really really cold before I purchased that. We had to go stay overnight at a friend's place because it was reaching 62. Even though 62 is fine in that area, over here it was extremely cold because it might be 62 here, but it could be really low, like even 32 or 0 over there. And when you're sitting in the house, these small temperature differences make you feel like you're really really cold. So this is my update. um, and when I finish the house, it will be much better than what it looks like now, but I have to live in it the way it is if I want to finish it much quicker. Okay, please subscribe to my channel. Again, like I said, this is constructing the most highly efficient, energy efficient house, using lots of ideas, using the sun. Even the orientation of the house is important. What direction the house should be constructed is important. So I'm incorporating all ideas from many different people. After talking with people who build a house, people who live in a house, people who have ideas of building a house, I just talk to people, and I get a ton of ideas from them, and that's where my information comes. And then of course YouTube. So I appreciate it. Again, this is Rocky Rookie House. Thank you.